Hello everyone, welcome to my class of chemistry. Today we are going to study about atom, molecule and some terms related with them. Atom, as you all know, that it is the basic part of matter. Matter which we have studied in our previous class and also studied their classification on the basis of physical properties and chemical properties. Atom, it is the smallest part of the matter. Matter जिसका सबसे छोटा वो पार्ट जो फ्रीली एनवायरनमेंट पे एग्जिस्ट नहीं होता है उसे हम एटम कहते हैं, और वो सबसे छोटा पार्ट जो एनवायरनमेंट में एग्जिस्ट करता है उसे मॉलिक्यूल कहते हैं. दोनों ही किसी मैटर के स्मॉल पार्ट हैं, बट वन कैन फ्रीली एग्जिस्ट एंड वन कैन नॉट. So, first of all, the atom. Write down the definition of atom. Fundamental unit of matter. Which cannot exist freely in environment. For example, we can say that hydrogen, oxygen, chlorine, etc. are the atoms of the elements. Similarly, the molecule. Molecule is also the smallest part of an element which can exist freely or found freely in the environment. For example, O2 is the molecule of oxygen, Cl2 is the molecule of chlorine, CO2 is the molecule of carbon dioxide, and water molecule is H2O. Like this we can say that molecule may be of an element only or of a compound. Molecules. How many type of molecules are there? On the basis of number of atoms present in a molecule, we can say that molecules may be monoatomic, biatomic, triatomic or polyatomic. Let us take some examples of different type of molecules on the basis of their number of atoms present in them. First of all, we will take the example of monoatomic. The molecule having only one atom. Mono means one and atomic means number of atom. If only molecule is consist of single atom, it is monoatomic. We can say like the sodium, zinc, calcium, neon, argon. These are the molecules having single atoms in them. We can say that all the atoms of noble gases are the monoatomic molecules because they does not require any combination. They can exist in form of the single atom only. Similarly, all the metals which can exist freely in atomic form are the monoatomic molecules. These are atoms as well as the molecules. That's why they can freely exist in the environment. Then the second is biatomic or diatomic molecules. Bi or di means two. The molecules having two atoms may be of the same type or of different type are the biatomic or diatomic molecules. For example, Cl2 is a molecule of chlorine gas, or we can say it is a molecule of element chlorine. O2 is the molecule of oxygen. CO is the molecule, again it is having two different type of atoms, but the number is 2. So it is the molecule of carbon monoxide. It is the molecule of a compound, and these are the molecules of element. Nitrogen oxide, again it is the biatomic molecule. So like this, if the molecule is having 2 atoms, it is biatomic molecules. Then the triatomic molecules. As the tri means 3. So triatomic molecules are consist of 3 atoms, maybe of same type or of different type or different elements. The most common example is O3, ozone. Ozone is the atom of ozone gas that is consist of oxygen. When 3 atoms of oxygen combine, they form ozone. Then CO2, carbon dioxide. Again it is having 3 atoms, 1 of carbon and 2 of oxygen. It is a triatomic molecule of carbon dioxide gas. H2O, water. Again 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen is there. 3 atoms, so it is 3 atomic or triatomic molecule. These are compounds and this is an element. Now the tetraatomic. P4, phosphorus, the molecule of an element having 4 atoms of phosphorus. SO3, sulfur trioxide, again having 4 atoms. Like this we can say that molecule may be of 5 atoms, that is pentaatomic, hexaatomic and so on, or we can say polyatomic molecules. So at last we will discuss about the polyatomic molecules. Polyatomic. The examples of polyatomic is S8 for an element, sulfur having 8 atoms with each other is the molecule of sulfur element. KMnO4, potassium permanganate, K2Cr2O7, etc. We can say that molecules may be consist of a number of atoms, and on the basis of the number of atoms present in them, they may be named as mono, di, tri, tetra or poly. So let us discuss about few terms related with atoms and molecules. एटम को अगर हम समझने की कोशिश करें तो हम एक बहुत कॉमन चीज़ देख सकते हैं जिसे आप सभी ने अपनी लाइफ में कभी ना कभी देखा होगा, बूंदी का लड्डू। खाया भी होगा आपने, बहुत मीठा होता है, गणेश जी के लिए स्पेशली लाया जाता है बूंदी का लड्डू। बूंदी के लड्डू को अगर आपने कभी ध्यान से देखा हो तो वो छोटी छोटी बूंदी से मिलकर बना होता है। अगर हम उस पूरे लड्डू को एक एलिमेंट समझें तो उसकी हर छोटी बूंदी जिससे मिलकर वो बना है वो उसका एटम माना जाएगा। आई एम जस्ट गिविंग एन एग्जाम्पल, आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट बूंदी इज एन एटम एंड द लड्डू इज एन एलिमेंट। आई एम जस्ट ट्राइंग टू एक्सप्लेन हाउ एटम एग्जिस्ट इन एन एलिमेंट। तो the laddu is not made up of only atoms or only the बूंदी। उस लड्डू में और भी बहुत सारी चीज़ें होती है, जैसे इलायची भी होती है, दूसरी चीज़ें भी, बट दे ऑल आर माइनर, सब थोड़ी थोड़ी से अमाउंट में होती है। इसी तरह से अगर हम बूंदी को आगे फर्दर डिवाइड करें तो उसमें 3 मेजर चीज़ें हमें मिलेगी और बाकी नेग्लिजिबल चीज़ें भी होगी। जो 3 मेजर चीज़ें हमारी बूंदी में होती है वो होती है बेसन, ग्राम फ्लोर, द घी एंड शुगर। जिनके कॉम्बिनेशन से ये लड्डू बना है या बूंदी बनी है। क्या हम केवल घी, बेसन या शक्कर या चीनी को देखकर बता सकते हैं कि इनसे कौन सी मिठाई बनेगी? बर्फी बनेगी, लड्डू बनेगा या कुछ और? नहीं। इसी तरह से हमारे एटम के अंदर भी सब एटॉमिक पार्टिकल्स होते हैं, छोटे छोटे पार्टिकल्स जिनसे मिलकर एटम बनता है। उनमें बहुत से सब एटॉमिक पार्टिकल्स हैं, जिनमें से मेजर 3 जिनको हम स्टडी करेंगे वो है इलेक्ट्रॉन, प्रोटॉन एंड न्यूट्रॉन। लेकिन अगर आपको तीनों अलग अलग से दे दिए जाएं, इलेक्ट्रॉन, प्रोटॉन और न्यूट्रॉन, तो हम नहीं बता सकते कि उनसे बनने वाला एटम किस एलिमेंट का होगा। लेकिन अगर तीनों को कंबाइन कर दिया जाए तो ये हमें बताता है कि वो एटम किस एलिमेंट का है। तो आइए हम पढ़ते हैं इन 3 सब एटॉमिक पार्टिकल्स के नंबर्स के साथ हम कैसे आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे कि कोई भी एटम किस एलिमेंट से बिलोंग करता है। So first of all, the 3 major subatomic particles which consist an atom are electron, proton and neutron. The symbol used for electron is E, small e with the negative sign because the electrons are negatively charged particles. The proton is a small p with a positive charge as it is the positively charged particle, and neutrons are neutral in nature, so we have mentioned 0 over there, that means no charge. When these all 3 subatomic particles combine to form an atom, they tell us a number of properties of that element. For example, the number of protons tells us the atomic number of an element. As we know that the number of protons and electrons are equal in an element or in an atom of an element, and that is the reason the atom is neutral in nature. It is neither having positive or negative charge. But the electrons are transferable. They may be lost or gained by an atom to form cation or anion. But as the protons are found in nucleus only, which cannot be transferred, either lost or gained, and that is the reason we calculate the atomic number using the number of protons only. Now the number of protons tells us about the atomic number. What the atomic number is? Number of protons. And what does it tells us? It tells us the position of that element in our periodic table. एटॉमिक नंबर के अकॉर्डिंग ही हमारी मॉडर्न पीरियडिक टेबल बनी है। तो अगर हम किसी एलिमेंट का एटॉमिक नंबर जानते हैं तो हमें उसकी पीरियडिक टेबल में पोजीशन पता होगी। और हम कह सकते हैं कि अगर हमें नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन्स पता है तो पीरियडिक टेबल की पोजीशन पता चलेगी, हम इजीली उस एलिमेंट को आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हैं। नाउ द सेकेंड थिंग इज एटॉमिक मास और मास नंबर। The atomic mass or mass number, it is the total mass of proton and neutron present in an atom or in a nucleus of an atom of an element. किसी एलिमेंट के एक एटम के न्यूक्लियस में कितने प्रोटॉन और न्यूट्रॉन प्रेजेंट हैं, उनका टोटल मास हमारा एटॉमिक मास या मास नंबर कहलाता है। ये जनरली 1/12 ऑफ कार्बन एटम से कंसीडर किया जाता है। इट इज इक्वल टू द 1/12 ऑफ द C12 कार्बन एटम। एवरी एटम ऑफ एन एलिमेंट हैव इट्स यूनिक एटॉमिक मास। तो एटॉमिक मास फिक्स नंबर है जो किसी एटम के लिए होता है, हर एलिमेंट का अलग अलग होता है। हमने आइसोबार्स भी देखे हैं जिनमें सिमिलर एटम या एटॉमिक मास होते हैं, बट इन जनरल दे हैव डिफरेंट एटॉमिक मासेस। So this is the total mass of proton and neutron. प्रोटॉन और न्यूट्रॉन के मास को यूनिट माना जाता है, सिंगल 1 से कंसीडर करते हैं। So we can say that the total number of proton and neutron forms the mass number or atomic mass. How can we represent the atomic number and atomic mass along with the symbol of an element. Suppose E is the symbol of an element. We write here the atomic number and here the mass number or atomic mass. For example, oxygen having atomic number 8 and mass number or atomic mass is 16. We can say it is oxygen with 16 and 8. This is the symbolic representation of an element along with its atomic number and mass number. We can take one more example. The carbon having atomic number 6 and mass number, yes, 12. Then we can say that carbon 12 and 6. This is the symbolic representation of carbon atom. So this is all about the atomic number and mass number. We can calculate the atomic mass if the number of proton and neutrons are given. And we can also calculate the number of electron, proton or neutron if the mass number or atomic numbers are given to us. Note it down. After atomic mass, let us discuss about the molecular mass, the mass of a molecule. As you all know that molecule is consist of different number of atoms. So if we know the mass of every atom, we can calculate the mass of that molecule also. So the molecular mass is the sum of all the atoms present in that molecule. For example, the molecular mass of S8 molecule. As we know that this molecule is consist of all the similar atoms and the number of atom is 8. So we can say it is 8 into mass of sulfur atom. The mass of sulfur atom or the atomic mass of sulfur is 32. So 8 multiplied by 32 and it is 8 2s are 16 and 8 3s are 24 and that is 25. Unified mass. Previously it was written in AMU, atomic mass unit, but nowadays we are using unified mass or the small u is the symbol for it. So this is the atomic mass for the S8. Note it down, then we will do some more examples for this. Now the molecular mass for molecule of a compound H2O. It is consist of more than one type of element and the total number are 3. So we can say it is consist of 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. Let us start calculating the atomic masses of both. 2 hydrogen, that means 2 into 1. 2 is the number of atom and 1 is the atomic mass for the hydrogen. Though it is 1.008, but for calculation we can take it 1. Now the number of oxygen is 1, so 1 multiplied by atomic mass of oxygen, which is 16. This is for hydrogen, this is for oxygen, and we can say it is 2 plus 16, 18. Unified mass is the atomic mass of a water molecule. Shall we take one more example? For carbon dioxide, CO2 again made up of 1 carbon and 2 oxygen. We can say 1 carbon 1 into 12 number multiplied by the atomic mass of carbon plus oxygens are 2, so 2 number of atom into mass of the oxygen 16. It is 12 plus 32. What is the total molecular mass? It is 44 unified mass. It is the molecular mass of one molecule of carbon dioxide. I hope you are able to understand and you can calculate the molecular mass of any given molecule if you know the atomic mass of every atom of that molecule. So note it down. The next term which we are going to discuss is the mass fraction and mass percent of an element present in the molecule of a compound. किसी कंपाउंड के एक मॉलिक्यूल में जितने भी एलिमेंट्स प्रेजेंट हैं उनका फ्रैक्शन ऑफ मास या मास परसेंट कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हैं. तो लेट अस स्टार्ट विद द हेल्प ऑफ एन एग्जांपल. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल द मास fraction. Mass fraction or the fraction of mass of an element present in a molecule is calculated by the mass of that particular element in that compound divided by the total mass of the compound. So we can say that the mass fraction of any element of a compound is equals to mass of that element in compound upon total mass of that compound. For example, let us calculate the mass percent of carbon present in a CO2 molecule. Carbon in CO2. As we know that carbon present in CO2 is one atom of carbon and its mass is 12 unified mass. The total mass of compound that is CO2 is 12 into 1 plus 2 into 16 which we have done just previously. So it is 44 unified mass. This is the mass of CO2. Now according to the formula, the fraction of carbon is equals to the mass of carbon upon the total mass of CO2. We can say it is 12 divided by 44. What is the answer? It is 0.272 and so on. Now, the mass fraction of oxygen in CO2, we can say that mass of oxygen present in CO2 is 32 unified mass as 2 atoms of oxygen are there. So it is 32, 16 into 2. We can say it is 16 into 2. The total mass is same 44. So the mass fraction of oxygen in CO2 is 32 divided by 44 and it is equals to 0.727 and so on. As we know that the total sum of all the fractions of a substance are equal to 1. So if we add both mass fractions, we will get the value almost near to the 1. That is 0.9999 and so on, which is similar to the 1. So this is how can we calculate the mass fraction of any component of a compound. Let us take one more example to calculate the mass fraction of different elements of a compound. So the mass fraction of different components of sulfuric acid. As you all know that the formula for sulfuric acid is H2SO4. First of all, we must know the total mass of the molecule. So let us calculate the total mass of a molecule of sulfuric acid. That is, as it gives us 2 hydrogen, 1 sulfur and 4 oxygen atoms. 2 hydrogen, 1 sulfur and 4 oxygen atoms are there in a molecule of sulfuric acid. Let us calculate the molecular mass, that is the number of atoms multiplied by atomic mass of hydrogen, then number of atoms multiplied by atomic mass of sulfur, and then number of atoms atomic mass of oxygen. So let us calculate 2 plus 32 plus 64. Now calculate all these. Sum of them, 4 plus 2 plus 2 it is 8, then 6 plus 3 it is 9. 98 unified mass is the molecular mass of a molecule of sulfuric acid. It is the total mass of that given compound. Now the mass fraction of hydrogen, sulfur and oxygen. As you know the formula, the mass present in an atom upon the total mass of the compound. Mass of that atom present in the compound upon the total mass of the compound. So let us start. For hydrogen, it is mass of hydrogen 2 upon 98. For oxygen, it is mass of oxygen 64 upon 98, and for sulfur it is mass of the sulfur present in compound 32 upon 98. So you can calculate these all. Let's calculate. Have we calculated this? Now tell me, what is 2 by 98? It is 0.0204. What is this one? 64 upon 98. It is 0.6531. And the last 32 by 98. It is 0.3265. The sum of these all are almost equal to the 1. This is all about the mass fraction. Now what is the mass percent? As you all know that the percentage value is considered with 100. The parts in 100 is the percent. So if we want to calculate the mass percent of any substance, what to do? Just multiply the mass fraction by 100 and you will get the mass percent. So if we multiply 2 by 98 into 100, this is the mass fraction and this is mass percent of hydrogen in sulfuric acid. What will be the answer for this? It is 2.04. This is the percent of hydrogen present in sulfuric acid. Now for the oxygen, it is 64 upon 98 into 100. That is the mass percent. This is mass fraction, this is mass percent. Only difference is of 100. If we multiply the mass fraction with 100, we get the mass percent. So the mass percent of oxygen in a molecule of sulfuric acid is, it is 65.31%. Similarly for the sulfur, it is 32 upon 98 into 100, which is equals to 32.65%. The total sum of all the fractions are almost equal to the 1, whereas the total sum of the percentage value of all the components of a molecule is equal to the 100. So like this we can check our answer also. This is all about the atom, molecule, atomic mass, molecular mass, mass fraction and mass percent. So I hope you are able to understand. Try to practice it. Thank you all of you. Have a nice day.